As you watch this video, something profoundly deep is happening. You may not fully grasp it yet, but your presence here isn't random. Every moment that led you to click, every choice that brought you to this exact point in time, has been arranged by forces far greater than chance. When we find ourselves drawn to certain messages, teachings, or bursts of inspiration, it's often because our consciousness is ready to receive something new. Have you noticed how the right insight shows up precisely when you need it most? That's not luck working in your favor. It's your expanded awareness recognizing a chance to grow before your logical mind can catch up. As these words reach you, something within is shifting, opening, preparing for change. Modern neuroscience shows that your brain is constantly scanning your environment for patterns, opportunities, and signals that match your inner state. When you're truly ready for transformation, when your heart and mind line up with possibility, the universe begins to respond in ways that seem magical, but are simply the natural outcome of elevated consciousness, meeting prepared intention. What you're receiving today isn't just information passing through your awareness. It's confirmation that you've reached a new level of readiness. Your nervous system, your energy field, your entire being is tuned to recognize and receive what has been waiting for you all along. The door opening before you isn't merely metaphorical, it's energetic and real. Whether you fully understand it or not, it is happening. Something greater than your current circumstances is calling you forward, and by being here in this moment, you're answering that call. Before we continue, subscribe to the channel, and if you're ready to walk through the door that's open for you, ready to receive what the universe has prepared, write in the comments, "My door is open." That simple act is your first conscious choice to align with what's coming. When we talk about a divine confirmation, we mean those moments when the universe speaks directly to your soul. These aren't coincidences or wishful thinking. They're energetic alignments that occur when your inner frequency matches the opportunities that have been waiting for you. Think back to the last time you knew, deep down, that something was meant for you before your logic could explain why. A divine confirmation arrives as an unmistakable sense of rightness, when the pieces of your life suddenly make new sense, and you stop questioning whether you're on the right path. Every cell in your body knows when you're aligned. These confirmations appear in many forms: sudden clarity about your next steps, an opportunity that shows up at the perfect time, or even a message like this that feels crafted specifically for you. What makes moments like these so powerful is that they bypass the analytical mind and speak straight to your deeper wisdom. Your rational brain may try to write them off as chance, but your heart knows better. It recognizes the intelligence behind these synchronicities, the same intelligence that times the seasons, keeps your heart beating, and prompts a seed to sprout at the precise moment conditions are right. Have you ever wondered why certain messages reach you exactly when you most need them? The answer lies in understanding that consciousness itself is responsive. When you're truly ready to grow, when you've reached the place where old patterns no longer serve you, your awareness becomes a magnet for precisely what's needed to take the next step. The confirmation you're receiving now, even if it's happening below the surface of conscious awareness, is proof that you're preparing for something new. Your willingness to be here, to listen, to remain open to possibility, has created the perfect conditions for change. The universe doesn't expend energy sending messages to those who aren't ready to receive. The fact that this resonates is evidence that you are ready. In this very moment, your perception is creating your reality faster than you might realize. Every second, your brain processes millions of bits of information. Yet it brings into conscious awareness only what it believes matters to your current state of being. This filtering system determines not only what you notice, but also which opportunities appear to you. When you operate from fear, stress, or limitation, your perception narrows. Because your nervous system is focused on survival instead of growth. You literally can't see the possibilities right in front of you. When you shift into presence, when you anchor fully in the now, something remarkable happens. Your perception expands, and you begin to notice subtleties that were always there, but invisible to a constricted awareness. The present moment holds infinite potential, because it's the only place where real change can occur. The past exists as memory. The future exists as possibility. But right now, in this moment, you have access to a field of pure creativity. Your ability to remain present determines how much of that field you can access and how much of its gifts you can receive. How often do you get so wrapped up in yesterday's thoughts or tomorrow's worries that you miss the magic unfolding right before you? Most people live somewhere else and miss the experiences that could change everything. You're different. You're here. You're present. And that presence is already reshaping your reality in ways you may not yet fully understand. As you train yourself to be fully here, you begin to notice the patterns around you pointing toward your next steps. You become sensitive to the subtle energetic shifts that precede major changes. You attune to the whisper of intuition, guiding you toward aligned action before the logical mind can interfere. This heightened perception isn't a mystical gift reserved for a chosen few. It's a natural capacity that emerges when you stop dividing your attention across multiple timelines and focus on the richness of the present. In this state of presence, you become a conscious participant in your own evolution. Instead of watching waves of opportunity roll past, you catch them as they rise. Everything that exists, including you, is vibrating energy. Your thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and intentions create a unique energetic signature that continually broadcasts into the space around you. This isn't metaphysical guesswork. It's measurable physics. Your heart generates an electromagnetic field that extends several feet beyond your body, carrying information about your inner state to everything and everyone around you. The universe operates through resonance, like attracts like, not because of a mystical rule, but because vibrational frequencies naturally seek harmony with similar frequencies. When you consistently carry the vibration of possibility, gratitude, and positive expectation, your outer world begins to mirror those qualities back to you. Here's what many people miss. The universe doesn't respond to your words or even your conscious wishes. It responds to your authentic energetic state, the one that emerges from your deepest beliefs about what's possible for you and your life. You can say every right affirmation and set every right intention, but if your baseline frequency is doubt, fear, or unworthiness, that's what the field reflects back. That's why emotional mastery is essential for lasting change. Your emotions are the language your energy field speaks most fluently. When you learn to generate elevated feelings like appreciation, awe, and love on a consistent basis, you're literally reprogramming your energetic broadcast system. You begin sending signals that attract experiences matching those higher frequencies. What's fascinating is how quickly this feedback loop works. You don't have to wait years to see results. The instant you change your inner state, your perception shifts and new possibilities become visible. People respond to you differently. Opportunities appear that weren't there before. Circumstances line up in ways that feel almost miraculous. But this is simply the natural result of vibrational coherence. Have you noticed how some people effortlessly attract good fortune while others struggle, even when they work twice as hard? The difference isn't in their actions or circumstances. It's in the quality of the energy they broadcast into the field around them. Those who grasp this principle learn to become conscious creators rather than passive recipients of whatever life brings. As you absorb this information, your frequency is already rising. By opening your mind to these possibilities and feeling the truth of what you're learning, you elevate your signal and invite new experiences to unfold. The universe is always listening, always responding, always reflecting your energetic signature back to you. This moment of recognition, this expansion of understanding, sends ripples through the field that will continue to unfold long after this message ends. Intention without action remains fantasy. Action without clear intention often leads to exhaustion and minimal results. The magic happens when intention and action merge in perfect harmony, creating momentum powerful enough to move mountains and reshape your reality. This is where dreams stop being fantasies and become inevitable outcomes. Most people set intentions in inspired moments, but fail to convert that energy into consistent behavior. They want change, yet keep moving from the same patterns that created their current conditions. The gap between what they want and what they actually do creates inner conflict and broadcasts mixed signals about what they're truly committed to receiving. Real alignment means every step you take becomes a vote for the reality you want to create. When you brush your teeth, you're voting for health. When you decide how to spend your time, you're voting for your priorities. When you choose how to respond to challenges, you're voting for the person you're becoming. These seemingly small choices compound over time to form the larger patterns of your life. The beauty of alignment is that it builds its own momentum. Each aligned action makes the next one easier and more natural. You begin to move from integrity instead of sheer willpower, and that shift changes everything about how you show up in the world. People can sense when someone is living in alignment, and they're naturally drawn to that authenticity and purpose. Alignment isn't about perfection or having every detail resolved before you begin. It's about taking the next sensible step from where you are and trusting that clarity comes from movement, not endless planning. The universe can't steer a parked car, but it can guide someone already in motion. When was the last time you felt completely aligned between what you wanted and what you were actually doing about it? That feeling of coherence is available to you right now. It starts by choosing one small action that honors your deepest intentions, and taking that step with full presence and commitment. Every moment offers a fresh chance to bring your behavior into harmony with your vision. The door opening for you isn't there to be admired. It's there to be walked through. Your intentions have paved the way, but only aligned action makes the journey real. The human mind has an extraordinary capacity to reprogram itself and reshape the reality it experiences. Joe Dispenza has devoted his life to showing that what we consistently think and feel becomes the blueprint for our biology and our external world. This isn't about positive thinking or wishful manifesting. It's a science-based transformation that unfolds when we learn to use consciousness as a tool for intentional change. Your brain doesn't distinguish between experiences you've lived and those you vividly imagine with genuine emotion. When you repeatedly rehearse a new way of being, when you feel the emotions of the reality you desire before it appears, you're literally laying down new neural networks that support this new version of you. Your brain begins to fire and wire in patterns aligned with your intended future, rather than your automatic past. Most people wake up and slip back into the same thoughts, feelings, and behaviors that created yesterday. They think the same 60,000 thoughts as the day before, feel the same familiar emotions, and wonder why nothing changes. You can break that cycle at any moment by noticing your unconscious patterns and choosing differently. Remember, your personality creates your personal reality. Your personality is how you think, act, and feel. If you want a new reality, you quite literally have to become a new person. That means thinking new thoughts, taking new actions, and, most importantly, feeling new emotions that match the reality you want to create. When you pair a clear intention with an elevated emotion, something powerful happens in your brain and energy field. You begin broadcasting a different signal, one that draws in experiences that match your new inner state. Your body stops living in the past and starts living in the future you're consciously creating. Like building physical strength, this work requires practice and consistency. You can't undo decades of conditioning with a single meditation or a weekend workshop. But when you dedicate time every day, choosing to think beyond your circumstances and feel beyond your present reality, transformation becomes not just possible, but inevitable. How often do you catch yourself thinking the same limiting thoughts that keep you locked in familiar patterns? The moment you notice those mental habits, you gain the power to choose differently. Awareness is the first step toward freedom, and committing to new ways of thinking and feeling is what makes that freedom last. The mind that created your current reality has served you, but it can't take you where you're going next. That requires a new mind, one you build intentionally through clear intention and elevated emotion. Meditation is far more than relaxation or stress management. It's a transformational technology that creates the optimal brain state for reprogramming neural networks and accessing possibilities beyond your present level of thinking. With consistent meditation, you literally train your brain to operate at higher frequencies of consciousness. In ordinary waking life, the brain runs primarily in beta waves that keep you focused on the outer world and locked into familiar patterns. Meditation shifts your brain into alpha and theta states, where the boundary between conscious and subconscious becomes fluid. In those states, you can access information, insights, and creative solutions your analytical mind can't reach. Something else happens to your nervous system. The constant mental chatter begins to quiet, and your body moves from stress and survival into rest and repair. This shift is essential. When your body is stuck in fight or flight, it can't heal, rejuvenate, or build new neural pathways. The stillness you cultivate in meditation isn't empty. It's filled with infinite potential. In that quiet, you access a field of consciousness beyond your personal history, beyond your conditioned reactions, beyond the limits of your familiar identity. From that expanded state, new possibilities appear, and new versions of you become available. Meditation isn't about escaping life or ducking responsibility. It's about upgrading your operating system so you can engage with life from a higher level of awareness and capability. When you emerge from deep meditative states, you carry that elevated consciousness into your day, turning ordinary moments into opportunities for growth and creation. A regular meditation practice builds what scientists call neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form new connections and reorganize itself. Each time you meditate, you weaken the neural networks tied to old limitations and strengthen the pathways that support your highest potential. Over time, this new way of being becomes your new normal. Imagine meeting challenges from clarity instead of confusion, responding to stress from calm instead of reactivity. Meditation gives you direct access to those elevated states, not as temporary escapes, but as permanent upgrades to your consciousness. The possibilities revealed through meditation aren't fantasies or wishful thinking. They're glimpses of your authentic potential, waiting to be realized through your conscious participation in your own evolution. The universe is always communicating in the subtle language of signs and synchronicities, messages that bypass logic and speak straight to your intuitive knowing. These signs aren't giant billboards announcing your destiny. They're gentle nudges, meaningful coincidences, and energetic confirmations that you're acting in alignment with your highest good. You might notice repeating numbers, the same symbols appearing across different contexts, or conversations that seem designed to answer the very questions you've been asking. These aren't random. They're evidence that your consciousness is becoming more open to the intelligence orchestrating life. Another powerful sign is the sense of flow that arises when you're aligned with your authentic path. Obstacles that once felt immovable start to dissolve with ease. People show up with exactly the information or resources you need. Opportunities unfold with perfect timing. That's not luck. It's the natural result of moving with the deeper currents of life. You'll also notice changes within. Old fears that used to paralyze you begin to fade. Decisions that once caused endless worry become clear. You naturally choose what serves your growth, rather than retreating to your comfort zone. Pay attention to how your body responds to different possibilities. Your nervous system is always scanning for alignment, signaling through sensations of expansion or contraction, lightness or heaviness, excitement or fear. These physical cues often know the truth before your mind does. When was the last time you felt a deep inner rightness about your direction, even if you couldn't explain it? Trust those feelings. They're your inner guidance confirming you're exactly where you need to be, moving toward what's truly yours. The science of lasting transformation shows that the brain is far more malleable than earlier generations understood. Joe Dispenza's research indicates that when you combine elevated emotion with clear intention, you create the optimal conditions for rapid neuroplastic change. Your brain literally reprograms itself to support new ways of thinking, feeling, and being that align with the future you choose. Neuroplasticity means your brain can form new connections at any age, but certain conditions help it happen effectively. You must think beyond your current circumstances, feel emotions that match your desired reality, and repeat these new patterns consistently until they become automatic. This isn't willpower or naive optimism. It's the deliberate application of neuroscientific principles to create measurable changes in brain structure and function. As you consistently practice new ways of thinking and feeling, you cultivate what scientists call heart-brain coherence. Your heart and brain begin to work in harmony, generating a powerful electromagnetic field that influences everything around you. This coherence isn't just good for your health. It's the state in which you can most effectively impact your external reality. Perhaps the most profound discovery is that your body doesn't know the difference between experiences you live and those you imagine with enough emotional intensity. That means you can rehearse your future self into being by repeatedly accessing the thoughts and feelings of your desired reality. Your brain starts to fire and wire in the patterns of that future self, strengthening those pathways beyond the ones tied to your past. Transformation, however, requires more than mental rehearsal. You must also unlearn the unconscious programs that keep pulling you back into the familiar. That process involves noticing your automatic thoughts, questioning your habitual emotional reactions, and choosing new ways of being, even when your old self tries to lure you back to comfort and predictability. The breakthrough happens when you stop waiting for your outer world to change before you feel different, and instead choose to feel different so your outer world can change. Reversing that usual order of causality is what separates those who create lasting transformation from those who cycle through short-term change and then slide back into old patterns. Your nervous system is designed to adapt to whatever you practice. Practice limitation, stress, and familiar problems, and you'll become adept at creating more of the same. Practice expansion, possibility, and solutions, and you'll become equally skilled at producing new realities that match those elevated states. The most exciting part is that these changes aren't just psychological, they're biological. Brain scans reveal measurable differences in people engaged in conscious transformation. Greater prefrontal cortex activity, increased heart-brain coherence, and more organized brainwave patterns that support higher creativity, intuition, and problem-solving. How ready are you to become the scientist of your own life, applying these principles to create changes that once seemed impossible? Preparing to receive what's meant for you isn't about perfecting external conditions or checking boxes on a cosmic merit list. It's about cultivating an inner readiness that lets you recognize and embrace opportunities when they appear. That readiness forms in the realm of consciousness, where your beliefs, expectations, and emotional patterns determine what you can receive. The first step is letting go of rigid ideas about how your good must arrive. When you get overly specific about the form your blessings should take, you often miss the miracles packaged in unexpected ways. Stay committed to the outcome you desire, but be flexible about the path. The universe often has more creative solutions than your limited perspective can envision. Cultivate genuine gratitude for what's already unfolding on your behalf, even before it fully shows up. This isn't pretending to be thankful for what you don't have. It's recognizing the intelligence and love already working behind the scenes for you. That appreciation creates an energetic environment where more good can grow. Most importantly, practice receiving in small ways so you're ready for larger gifts. Accept compliments without deflecting. Receive help when it's offered without feeling indebted. Let yourself be supported in little moments so your nervous system learns that receiving is safe and natural. Perhaps the most vital readiness is your willingness to change. New opportunities often require stepping into a more expansive version of yourself, someone who thinks differently, acts differently, and approaches life in a new way. Are you willing to outgrow who you've been so you can become who you're meant to be? Walking through an open door takes courage, but everything you need for the journey is already being provided. As these final words reach you, understand that nothing about this moment is accidental. Every insight that resonated here, every truth that stirred something deep within, every moment of recognition you felt, each has been preparing you for what comes next. You didn't find this content. It found you at the exact moment you were ready to receive it. The door that opened when you began listening is still open now, but it won't stay that way forever. Windows of readiness frame the opportunities for transformation, and you're standing in yours right now. The universe has been arranging conditions, setting up encounters, and shifting energy patterns to bring you to this point of possibility. You already know what to do next. Beneath the mental chatter and analysis is a clear knowing that's been trying to get your attention. The inner voice whispering your next steps. The gentle pull towards something greater. The sense of rightness you feel when you imagine positive change. That is your truth calling you forward. The confirmation you've been seeking doesn't come from outside you. It rises from within as you recognize your own readiness for what you've been waiting for. Your elevated emotions, your expanded awareness, and your willingness to think beyond your current conditions. These are the keys that unlock the door to your new reality. Trust what you're feeling today, the stirrings in your heart, the widening of your awareness, the sense that something important in your life is shifting. You are not here by accident. This message is for you. This moment is yours. The opportunity is real. Only one question remains. Will you walk through the open door? Or will you let fear persuade you to stay where you are? Your future self is waiting for your answer.